What's up, guys, and welcome to your Season 6 settings update. Whether you're new to the game or just looking for the update, we have it all for you. We also have console as well, but don't skip around looking for it because you're going to miss some very important things that we go into detail about that you're going to need to see. We're going to start at the very beginning, quick settings. What's quick settings? Quick settings is something that you can set up so you can hotkey during the game. What do we have in ours? When we go into our quick settings, I have proximity chat. That way I can toggle it on and off, and microphone mode. That way I can mute anytime. That way when I'm talking to chat or talking to someone around me, the rest of my team doesn't have to be annoyed by it. Moving on to controller, I highly recommend you going to edit button layout and turning on default flip. That way you have faster response time on the bumpers than you do on the triggers. The rest of this we just pretty much leave as it is. Bumper ping we're going to turn off. Stick layout presets default controller vibration. I turn it off because honestly I feel like it affects my aim. Horizontal and vertical stick sensitivity are at 8. If you find yourself often over aiming, you may want to turn it down. If you catch yourself over aiming, you want to turn it up. ADS sensitivity is at 60. Sensitivity multiplier, we leave this alone because of muscle memory. Aim down sight behavior is hold. Change zoom shared input, we're going to leave this as stock as well. Automatic tack sprint, that way you can get away or be more aggressive. You want on automatic. That way when you move your stick forward, you are running as fast as you possibly can. Equipment behavior is hold. Weapon mount activation is going to be ADS plus melee. That way you're not accidentally mantling to every single thing around you. Interact reload behavior, you want prioritize interact. That way you can open up boxes faster and pick up things faster. Armor plate behavior, I personally go with 1 because I want maximum control over what my player's doing instead of him just stacking in plates while I'm trying to get into a gunfight. This is where things get interesting. Under the advanced tab, aim assist, we're going to leave default. Third person ADS question type, we're going to leave this assist. Aim response curve type, dynamic. The reason why I choose dynamic is because it gives more control to your stick movement. Instead of going from 0 to 100, you gradually move your stick and you gradually gain speed. Or if you jerk the stick, you move at the maximum speed you possibly can. ADS sensitivity multiplier focus. ADS sensitivity transition timing. We want this as instant. That way when you ADS, it doesn't casually zoom in on what you're fixing to look at. Custom sensitivity per zoom. Once again, muscle memory, we want this off. Input dead zone. Now this really comes to your controller. For my controller, I use a SCUF FPS reflex. So there is 0 dead zone on this controller. I highly recommend it. But an easy way to test this is going to your map. If your cursor is gradually moving, you're going to need to tune your dead zones to appropriately fix that until they don't move. You want them just on the edge of not moving. Gyro behavior, we're not even going to talk about this. Just leave it all off. Every bit of this needs to be off. Movement behaviors, auto move forward is going to be off. Tactical sprint is going to be double tap. Ground mantle on. Automatic airborne mantle, we're going to leave this off. Automatic ground mantle, we're also going to leave off because I want control over what my player is doing. This is a really big one right here. If you've noticed, I make a lot of my really peculiar jumps. The reason is because I have inverted slide and dive behavior set to inverted. That way, instead of sliding, if I hit the button, I automatically jump. It allows me to open my parachute faster. Plunging underwater, we want movement. Parachute auto deploy. If you do not have this off, turn it off. You need to be able to control when you're actually going to hit the ground or not. Sprinting door bash, you want on. Ledge hang mantle behavior, you're going to want this on mantle only. Combat behaviors, off, 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 medium, on, on. The reason why you want this one on right here is if you run out of ammo, of course you want the game automatically swap over to your next weapon. This category right here is your personal preference. I prefer to be able to move my camera around whenever I'm driving. That way I can look at enemies, possibly run them over. This category is pretty self-explanatory. Just copy and paste. Now under graphics, if you are on green team, let me know in the comments what cards you actually run. These are my settings. I want my custom frame rate unlimited. Under gamma display, I use 2.2. The rest is also copy and paste. Now under quality, this honestly depends on what machine you run, but I'm just going to scroll through here so you can see exactly how I got mine set. Since I do run a higher end machine, my computer can handle this. If yours can't, there is no shame in lowering some of this. The game is still going to look absolutely fantastic. Under view, I do rock 120. A lot of people say 110. If you're a casual gamer or just not that good, I would also recommend going to 110 or 115 because the less you see, the less you have to deal with. The rest of these you can also just copy and paste, so we're going to move on. On to the big cookie, audio. If you are having trouble hearing footsteps, you absolutely need to go to home theater. Your headset also has a lot to do with it. If you don't have a lot of money but you need a good quality headset, I recommend going with the Turtle Beach Recon 70s. They're $35 at Walmart. They have directional input sound and you can actually hear people from really far away. Here's a custom audio gameplay music. We want that at 0, dialogue volume at 18, effects volume at 100, voice chat volume is personal preference as well. Cinematic music volume, we're going to have that at 0. And war track volume, I want that at 100 because I love the war tracks. You're going to want your master volume at 100, use your default, speaker, voice chat on. I currently have mine on party because I don't want to hear the entire lobby. Last words, voice chat. This is your rage comms. You want to have that on. Phone level is also a personal preference. Subtitles, I leave mine on because you never know if they're going to call out enemy airstrike in the area. You can read it, hear it, and see it. If after a long day of gaming you have ringing in your ears, 1 to 2 things: you need to turn this on, or your volume is just up too loud and you need to redo something in your settings. Juggernaut music we're going to leave on. Hit marker we're going to leave this on, and also we're going to go to the classic Modern Warfare. Mute game when minimized, I have this off, that way I can hear the game if I'm on one of my other screen. Now we're going to go ahead and go into interface. Interface has a lot of goodies in it. You want to leave your text menu size default, text chat size larger. That way you can see what's actually being read in your kill feed. This is a fancy way of saying, do you want it see-through or not? I want mine see-through. Text chat duration, I want mine long. That way I can see if someone's been hit with the ricochet. You can see the kill feed. You can see what people are saying in the match as well. Color customization, do not skip out on this. This is how I get the green hit markers that everyone asks me about. It's just a little category right here. You can change it to other colors if you like. I have people that run yellow. I personally like the green. The purple is also a really good choice. Subtitles you want all on, default. If you have this HUD option right here, is how you bring it in closer to your screen. That way your eyes have less travel. I recommend going 30. You want your mini map to be square. You want to rotate as you turn. You want your horizontal compass on, crosshairs on, visual hit markers. I like that on as well because sometimes you can't hear if you're actually hitting the shot with everything else going on. Damage-based hit markers. The reason why this one's important to have on is because it is color coded. So the more damage you do to them, the redder it gets. Player name, full name, text chat on. Vehicle HUD prompts. So if you ever see a vehicle on the mini-map and then it just disappears, all you have to do is go ahead and turn this on, never disappears. Center dot, you're going to want to leave that off. Telemetry, custom. But I've changed absolutely nothing to it. Gameplay tips on, tool tips on. Skip introduction movie is a personal preference. You want both of these on. Inverted flash, we leave that off because the last thing I want is my entire screen going black in the middle of a game. Now console, we're going to go ahead and play yours with a nice little war track to get you motivated to go out there and beam some bots. The explanation of your settings are pretty much exactly the same. Be sure to drop a like on this video if you like it, and I'll see you in the next one.